My name's Tom Jones. I'm with P6 Biz Builders. Let's do a little whiteboard action here. Where do you know? You feel like your business is just running in a nice straight line, or you just feel great. Everything's just kind of flowing around. Or does your business feel like this? And this is the way your mind is. You're just doing circles, 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 circles. Which one would you rather have? Would you rather have that nice even flow? You know where you're at? Or do you want your mind spinning all the time and you just can't control that chaos? Well, what I'm going to go through today is I'm going to help you try to find areas where we can control that chaos. Isn't that what you'd like? Like to have that nice straight line? So we're going to start with an honest assessment. How are you currently tracking your business numbers? Consider these questions. Do you monitor your cash flow? Do you modify your profit margins? Do you modify how your cost of goods sold went for a job if you're in construction or HVAC business or whatever else? And are you watching to make sure that you're catching all the rising costs on a weekly basis? Because as we know, the economy is such that the cost of everything changes one way or the other real drastically pretty quick right now. Are you doing this weekly or are you doing this quarterly check-in? Are you guessing on your numbers or do you have clear systems in place? Put it in the comments of what's your current setup for tracking cash flow. Like, do you check it weekly or just when times are tight or when all of a sudden you pay all those bills and you have no cash left? Just drop a comment. Just put it in the comments. How do you track it? One of the other things, are you getting real-time visibility into your finances or are you waiting till the year-end report you get from the accountant? What that means is, are you looking at your profit and loss every month? You're looking at your balance sheet every month, and then looking at your other items, your KPIs you set up, you check those weekly. If you're waiting till the end of the year, that's way too long. Because if you're not measuring these weekly, how can you manage them and make fixes before it costs you a whole bunch of money at the end of the year? Because also you get that end of the year report and you're just like, well, I didn't know I had that. You want to be able to fix that. Here's what many owners tell me. I look at revenue, but the details get away from me with the cost going up. I track revenue, but expense details slip through the cracks as costs climb. So one of the biggest things that I see is everybody loves that revenue number. That revenue number, yes, that revenue number is great. But what you do with that revenue number to manage your costs underneath it is what the big issue and the big corrections you can make that will make the biggest difference in your business. And then I even have other people just say, I just go through the year. As long as I have cash in the bank, I just wait till year end to see where I really stand. Again, put a comment in there for me. What's your setup like for staying on top of your finances? I mean, do you really want to wait until the end of the year? How can you change that? Let's talk about some pain points. What are your challenges? Does your current approach create any of these frustrations? Cash feels tight, even though sales are strong. We're kind of back to that revenue number again. Everybody concentrates on that revenue number and they forget about everything below that, the expenses that can really make a difference in your business. Are rising labor and supply costs squeezing your margins? If they're squeezing your margins, they're squeezing your competitors' margins as well. Don't worry about raising costs because everybody's going to have to do it if everybody's costs are going up. The other thing, are you working long hours without seeing meaningful increase in your take-home pay? What that usually means is that you need to delegate down so you can look for higher value work to get more businesses in the door, and also to analyze those expenses to reduce those expenses so you can bring more to yourself. Did you do tax planning out through the year? People ask, I had a client ask me the other day, are you getting geared up for tax season? I literally answered back to them, there's no such thing as a tax season. And he answered back, what do you mean? I said, well, tax season is the whole year. If you're not planning the whole year, your taxes can get out of hand. So that's why taxes is actually a year-round thing. It's just not from February 1st to April 15th when they are filed. You should be doing planning throughout the year. If any of these things resonate with you, how is that affecting you day to day? Is it causing you more stress because your cash is low, so you're wondering if you're going to have payroll? Are your bills rising up because you don't have enough cash to pay them? Is it causing less time with family because you're trying to figure out how to pay all these bills, get more revenue in the door? Or are you even worried about what's ahead? How can I get this next job done when I got to buy materials but I don't have the cash? All of those things you need to change. But here's the hard truth. If nothing changes, more of the same awaits you. And if things stay the same unchanged, how do you see that impacting your business and your life? Have you ever seen the movie Gremlins? I don't know if you remember that movie. Some people remember that. And again, without action, you risk that continued frustration and stress. You're going to miss the growth opportunities because you're so concentrated on just what's going on to keep my business going. There may have been a nice job you could have bid on that would have been really great. Tighter margins as costs keep climbing because you feel like you can't charge anymore because that's what you've charged the customer in the past. Well, if you're upfront with customers explaining my costs are going up, I'm going to have a 10% price increase, whatever it may be, that could be great. All these things are compounding problems that become harder and harder to solve. But now imagine the alternative, the opportunity. What if you could make measured strategic changes starting just one or two key areas? Again, You don't want too many because then you get paralyzed. Picture this. You start making changes in those one or two key areas. You start getting a steady cash flow that removes payroll panic and bill paying panic. You get fair compensation for the value you create. You protect your profit margins despite the rising costs. I know where I'm at. I know what my costs are. I know what I need to bid jobs at to make sure I make enough money. If the client doesn't like what the costs are, can't change that, but I feel good about myself because I know I'm bidding correctly. Then the other thing to think about, how valuable would this proactive support be? Support that spots issues early, helps you with tax planning, and builds sustainable growth instead of you just keeping busy. That's where I can come in and help if you want to talk to me. We got the service to be proactive with you. Now let me share what measured change actually looks like. We're going to go through my 6 pillars here. First thing, we're going to talk about cash flow mastery. A lot of owners feel broke despite good revenue because cash leaks go unnoticed. That's where if you're not watching your cash every week, it can go up, especially with costs of going up with labor, supplies, and everything else. I mean, you've got union contracts that usually go up every year if you're in a union shop. Even still, you want to give your employees a cost of living increase because you want them to have a good living as well. One contractor I worked with only had 7 days in cash reserves. So they had 1 week. They went through that, burned in that, and they didn't collect anything. They could have, it's dangerous to do that. So we started measuring weekly. We restructured their system to set aside profit first. We set up a 13-week cash flow spreadsheet, set up profit first, and within weeks, he had it up to 45 days of cash on hand. Of course, my suggestion is you have 45 to 60 days cash on hand so you can get through those 2 months right. What does this do? No more payroll panic, peace of mind, and finally time with his family because he's not worried about how he can get cash in to pay payroll. For you, measuring cash flow means building buffers that eliminate worry even as costs rise. So if you're measuring that every week, you see your cost rise, you can adjust to it right away. Number 2, profitability and growth. The service owner was paying him 0 despite really good revenue, but rising costs and low margin work were killing him. He wasn't monitoring the rising costs. He wasn't monitoring his margins on his jobs, even though the service was, he still have labor costs and other costs. It was killing his profitability. We focused on 2 changes: better pricing to cover the cost increases, and eliminating that non-profitable work. So when he did a job, he'd actually look at it and say, that's just not within my parameters of what I want for a profitable job. By just doing those 2 things, he started earning $4,000 monthly more in newfound take-home pay without a single extra sale. What does this mean for you? It means more money now, protected margins, and less burnout. Number 3, systems and delegations. This is one of the big ones, the owner's bottleneck. And what do I mean by the bottleneck? 80% of the decisions had to come to him. So here's the middle. Everything had to come to him, sat in here, and then went back out. Because of that, he was working 70 hours a week. I don't know about you, but I really don't want to work 70 hours a week. 40 hours is enough. You can make a good living earning 40 hours. You don't need to work more than that. He ended up documenting some of the processes and delegated strategically. He looked at the processes. He looked at what decisions he was making that he could get rid of first and got those off of this. He quickly dropped his hours to 45 per week. So that's better than 70. And not only that, the profits rose because now he was processes that were driving him nuts are off his desk and he can think about that higher value work. What does it mean for you? You get your time back. You can scale a team now, which then allows you to actually build a bigger business because your team can take care of things that you used to try to take care of when you were building the business. And this is critical as your labor costs climb because you want to be able to still scale, pay your people right, make sure you're doing everything else. Number 4, business value and exit. Measuring drivers like recurring revenue can triple your business value without even increasing your sales. But here's the most common thing that I get from people. My company structure does not allow for me to have any type of recurring revenue. Well, you need to think outside the box because recurring revenue, if you ever want to exit your business and you've got that recurring revenue, it literally can double and triple the value that you get from your company. Some examples of thinking outside the box: support contracts, retainer agreements, loyalty agreements, membership agreements are examples of the types of recurring revenue that you can get that you may not have thought of. You should be able to find something, no matter what type of company you have, some way to get recurring revenue. What does this mean for you? It gives you options for freedom and security because 1, not only are you building a more valuable business, but 2, if you have recurring revenue, you can plan for that. You don't have to worry about going out and trying to find that big next sale because you've already got that recurring revenue base coming in every month that you can count on, that you can plan for. Number 5, tax and retirement strategy. Many owners dread that tax surprise. Like I said, if they wait till the end of the year, all of a sudden they get that thing from the tax bill from their accountant or whoever prepared their taxes and says, and then you go, where did this come from? Measuring throughout the year, like I said, it's not a tax season. All year is tax season. By measuring, you're set aside proactively, looking at this up throughout the whole year, you can eliminate that year-end tax shock because you've planned for it the whole year. Not only that, it can save you thousands because you can make adjustments as to what they were during the year instead of after the fact when you can't make changes. If you're analyzing this at least every quarter, you can make changes to not only know where you are tax wise, but if you want to make some changes, you can do that. Number 6, leadership and planning. Quick directional reviews transform burnout into sustainable growth. Like I said, you don't need to overhaul everything at once. Instead, measure where you stand in key areas, choose 1 or 2 priorities based on your measurements, act with small, consistent changes that compound. This ties back into my 6 pillars, the foundation I use to help owners scale their business up to 10 times in 3 years. You got cash flow mastery, profitability and growth, systems and delegations, business value and exit, tax and retirement strategy, and leadership and planning. What we do is we look at, like I said, it's 6, but we concentrate on the area that needs the biggest areas fixed first. We go on that, we get that fixed, we move on to the next one, and everything's good. Now we're going to get into a simple action plan for you. Again, it's a simple action plan for you. It's not going to take much. Just pick those 1 or 2 big areas. I'm just going to give you some samples here. So 1, measure. Can't manage unless you measure. So manage your biggest impact areas. The one thing I suggest is take my value builder quiz. I know it's 13 minutes long, but you will get so much information out of that. Those 6 areas that I talk about, it will tell you which one is your weakest, and then you know where you can concentrate on. And even with your rising cost, you'll identify where changes need to matter the most. Step number 2, crack 2 weekly metrics. Don't pick 10, pick 2. Again, just focus on 2. Days you got cash on hand, like you talked about 45 to 60, or even profit margin percentage, or your job costing, make that. Small, consistent tracking will reveal the big patterns, which allow you to make the biggest changes, which will allow you to keep more cash in your pocket, get better profit. Step 3, 1 change. Just 1. Make 1 small change weekly. And you know what? By the end of the year, that's 52 changes you've made. Can you imagine what would happen to your business if you made 52 small improvements throughout the year? You do this week by week. You'll turn cautious optimism into real measurable growth. Your simple plan, measure to manage. So again, start measuring, track those measurements and make those changes. Make 1 small change every week. Again, 1 small change every week, that's 52 changes by the end of the year. Can you imagine what would happen to your business again if you made 52? So think about that. What to do right now. Think about this and comment for me in the comments before you. I'll respond to you. How does waiting weeks for your accountant, your bookkeeping, your internal person to get you answers about your cash flow, your profit, how does that affect your ability to fix those issues and to keep you more profitable? Just think about it. Comment. How does it affect you? Just comment for me. If you comment owner in the chat, I'll send you a 1-page worksheet identifying your weakest areas. Just 15 minutes of work per week for clarity and a clear cash picture. I'll send you a page. Basically, it's going to be how to measure your cash in hand and your profitability. Number 2, please. I know it seems like an issue, but comment that you'd really like to do that value builder quiz. Comment quiz, and I'll send you the link for it. It's such a valuable tool. It identifies your 6 areas. You may be really, really strong in one. Well, we don't need to work on that, but it's going to show you which one's the weakest. It's also going to tell you how much, by changing that weak area, how much it actually improves the value of your business and improves how much more efficient you can run your business. Put quiz, but I'll still put the link I'll put the link in my profile. The link is in my profile, but I'll also put it in the commentary. Are you ready for some type of support? Book a 30-minute discovery call with me. It's free. We just focus on me talking about what your problems are, helping you. I'll give you a couple options of the problems. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to just say, well, that's an issue I don't want to deal with. No, I'll give you suggestions. And I'll put the link in the comment where you can book a 30-minute call. But here's the fundamental truth. You still cannot manage what you don't measure. Even if you don't take anything else out of this, start measuring something that you can change in your business so that you don't have that chaos. You don't want to be unchanged. You want to start making those changes to improve your business. If you stay unchanged, you can expect more stress, squeeze profits, and you're going to miss growth because you're still stressed out about other things. But if you start measuring the changes and making those 1 small changes every week, it's going to bring you something different. It's going to bring you more cash. It's going to give you that peace of mind so you're not so stressed out. And it's also going to give you the freedom to enjoy the business you've built. You've built it up to a point now that you can survive now, and now build it up so that you can enjoy it. But again, you don't have to do this alone. If you're ready, our top value service provides proactive advice, spotting issues before they come from problems. So we go through that together. We find the issues. What changes can we make? You have priority access to me and my staff over everybody else when you need it. We give quick responses. No waiting weeks during busy season. We respond within 24 hours. That's not our goal. That's what we do. And then we give you full support based on your situation. So we build out the contract based on your situation and what you need. Business owners seeking real results, like using my top value service, they're willing to invest in premium support. That's why we called it top level service. If this resonates with you, let's talk. Book that 30-minute appointment or even direct message me and we'll talk. You don't want to wait until I'm ready for it. No, start making those changes now. Steady cash and fair pay to you start today, not someday. Start it today. If this resonates with you, or if you know of any other business owner that might need this, share this with them. If you know somebody that can get value out of this, share this with them. They'll find my calendar in the link. They can set up the 30-minute appointment, measure and manage, and make those small changes every week. Have a great day again, and we'll talk to you next week.